Chronic pain is the result of repressed emotions in the unconscious. So, healing chronic pain entails making the unconscious conscious. So, it's basically shadow work. So, how do we do shadow work? How do we know what we are repressing if it is unconscious? There are many ways to do shadow work. One method that I've been using recently is to create AI images of myself expressing every kind of emotion and then seeing which image triggers me the most. The images that make me the most uncomfortable and the ones that I consider unacceptable are the ones that are causing the chronic pain. As the Tibetan teaching says, go to the places that scare you. AI allowed me to explore the possibilities of what is inside of me in a safe and private way, and also what is inside other people who have played an important role in my life. For the past year, I've been using AI to see parts of myself that are unacknowledged. I have been creating AI images of my alter ego and the alter egos of my parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, exes, former bosses, friends, etc., as a way of bringing repressed emotions to the surface. I've also been having dialogues with the higher selves of these people using AI, allowing me to see parts of them that are inside of them but unacknowledged. I mainly use ChatGPT for the images and dialogues that I'm going to show you, but I'm going to be switching to Gemini from now on because I don't want to be paying for two systems. Gemini comes with my Google One Premium storage, and it syncs with my other Google accounts. Each system gets better the more you use it because it learns more about you. Basically, what I do is I upload an image of myself and use the emotions wheel and give prompts like make me look angry, make me look enraged, make me look petrified, make me look helpless, make me look disgusted, ashamed, silly, ecstatic, guilty, powerless, vengeful, sadistic. I can also use artistic expressions, make me roar like an enraged animal, show me with closed eyes, mouth wide open in laughter and tears of joy. Make me claw at the air like an enraged animal. Make me pull at my hair in fury. Make me scream at the sky. Again, the images that are the hardest to look at are the ones that reflect the shadow. If you run out of ideas, just ask it and it'll give you suggestions. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Actually, a picture is sometimes ineffable, beyond words. Art is a doorway into the unconscious because it allows you to express what you can't express directly in words. Or maybe you're not allowed to express it directly in words. And most cultures give artists leeway to do that. You can usually get away with expressing it through art more than logic. Some of us have the imagination, but we don't have the artistic talent or skill. It used to be that you needed to spend thousands of dollars learning and spend several years learning things like Photoshop, but now all you need is imagination. I also created shadow aspects of my parents and grandparents because my parents and grandparents are inside of me. So is everyone else. AI is patient. If you don't like something, you can ask it to change it, tweak it as many times as you want, as long as you have a paid subscription. There is a cap actually, but it's pretty high. I needed 1 million hugs from my dad, but I never got even one in my whole life. Now I am getting many hugs from my dead every day using AI shadow work. I've also been having imaginary dialogues with important people in my life through role playing. I got to safely say what I've never been able to say and allow them to say what they've never been able to say, all while watching the shifts that are happening in my body. I'll show you some of these dialogues in a bit, but first watch this video I created where I show myself in different emotional states and then hugging myself as a child and feeling the presence of my ancestors. AI allows you to imagine the unimaginable in this lifetime, to imagine your alter ego and the alter ego of others. If your parents and grandparents can't cry, you can imagine them crying and see what happens in your body. I have a father who is emotionally unavailable, a dismissive, avoidant, schizoid. I don't know how to diagnose him, but he never said I love you, he never hugged me. Uh, but I have been longing for his love and affection all my life, but he just doesn't have the apparatus to say I love you or to hug me compassionately and empathetically. Through AI, I have been able to create hundreds of images of him hugging me. And I'm finally getting that emotional connection that I have missed out on all my life. This grief and anger was causing me chronic pain. But I've also been having dialogues with his higher self, telling him exactly how I feel without fear, and allowing him to respond from a place that is gentle, accountable, and emotionally honest. This is impossible for him in this lifetime, but it's there uh, inside somewhere. Everything you can imagine is real, as Picasso says. I have cried buckets of tears seeing AI images of my father hugging me and listening to him explaining why he couldn't give me the affection that I needed. I talked in previous videos about All Love Sakam and how it allowed me to channel other people's emotions, first on an egoic level and then on a soul level. You've probably heard the phrase that you need to feel it to heal it. But the question is, how do we feel what has been suppressed or repressed for so long, completely buried? Well, feeling happens in dialogue. If you're stuck and you can't feel, have a dialogue with the person that it's related to. Close your eyes and imagine a world where you can say or do anything without consequences. Express your feelings to them directly, then tap into their consciousness. What are they saying or doing? These dialogues help you to tap into the higher selves of these people and hear something that you've been longing to hear all your life, such as I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Sometimes this channeling comes easy for me, but sometimes it doesn't come easy for me. When I get stuck and the words don't come, I use AI, and sometimes I'm surprised with the emotions. It gives me uh, demonstrations of emotions that I've never felt before in myself or others. Here is one of these dialogues. Step into the role of my father's higher self and tell me why you could never say I love you.
My daughter, the truth is that love was there, but I was cut off from my own heart long before you were born. I learned very early that tenderness was dangerous, weakness was shameful, and vulnerability could cost you your dignity. So I buried those parts of myself so deeply that even when I felt love, I could not translate it into words. When you looked at me wanting warmth, affection, reassurance, something inside me would stir. But right beside it came fear, numbness, and a lifetime of conditioning that said, don't open, don't soften, don't need. I thought providing, controlling, advising, staying busy, or simply being physically present was enough. I did not understand that a child needs love spoken, shown, and felt. There were moments when I wanted to say I love you, more moments than you know, but the words caught in my throat because saying them would have forced me to feel my own unmet grief. The love I never received, the softness I was denied, the child inside me who was also starving. And I spent my life running from that pain. So instead of risking vulnerability, I hid behind distance, silence, criticism, distraction, pride, or emotional absence. Not because you were unlovable, never because you were unlovable. It was because I did not know how to remain defended, emotionally survive, while also opening my heart fully. And I know what that silence did to you. A child naturally assumes if my father cannot say he loves me, something must be wrong with me. But the wound was never proof of your lack of worth. It was evidence of my own emotional imprisonment. If I could speak from the deepest truth now without fear, I would say this plainly. I loved you long before you could earn it. I loved you when you were angry. I loved you when you were hurting. I loved you when I failed to show it. And I am sorry that my inability to say those words became a burden you carried inside yourself.
Tell me how you feel when I tell you that this emotional absence has caused me anger, grief, chronic pain, and chronic fatigue.
My daughter, hearing that fills me with sorrow because I can see how deeply the absence traveled inside you. What I left unsaid did not simply disappear into the air. It became something you had to hold in your body, your nervous system, your emotions, your sense of self. When a child reaches for warmth and cannot find it consistently, the child does not stop needing love. She turns the pain inward. The anger has nowhere safe to go. The grief has nowhere to be witnessed. The body begins carrying what the heart cannot resolve alone. So when you tell me about your anger, I understand it. Part of you is saying, why did I have to survive emotional starvation while standing right beside my own father? And when you tell me about your grief, I feel the tragedy of all the moments that never happened, the hugs not given, the reassurance not spoken, the softness withheld, the safety you deserved but could not fully feel. You are grieving not only what hurt you, but what should have been there all along. And the chronic pain and exhaustion, I do not see them as weakness. I see a human being who has carried enormous emotional weight for a very long time. A body can only brace against loneliness, hypervigilance, suppressed rage, fear, and longing for so many years before it begins to cry out in its own language. If I am speaking from a higher place of truth, I would not defend myself by saying, I did my best, and leave it there. I would also acknowledge that my limitations had consequences. My inability to emotionally connect shaped your inner world in ways that were heavy and painful. But I would also want you to know this. Your anger does not scare me from this place. Your grief does not make you too much. Your pain is not proof that you are broken. It is the echo of a nervous system and heart that fought for love, safety, and connection for a very long time. And beneath all that pain, I still see something profoundly alive in you, the part that keeps reaching for truth, feeling, healing, and love, even after everything.
AI is a curation of the collective unconscious. It is further enhancing my feeling of oneness with other people in my life and also all of humanity. AI has allowed me to practice going to the places that scare me in private. It is the places that scare you that are key to figuring out why you have mind body symptoms. They scare you because they are your shadow, they are repressed in the unconscious, and your body is using physical symptoms to distract you from them. AI is getting better and better. Some of the images and videos that I showed you were not very high quality because that was where AI was at the time I created them. It's gotten much better now, and it will continue to get better. Now, sometimes the results are ridiculous or imperfect, so you can tell it to retry and tell it how you want it differently. AI is patient, unlike a human who gets frustrated when you are too demanding. You can even yell at it, use it as a punching bag for transference. Some say AI can't substitute for a human therapist or healer because it's a machine and you need human transference. Well, I used to think that punching a pillow was useless because the pillow can't feel it. But then I realized that my body doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. AI is wrong or off 20 to 30% of the time. But again, it's hard to find a human who isn't wrong or off 20 to 30% of the time, even if they're a specialist. AI is just a tool, and like any tool, it's how you use it. Also, it doesn't matter with this work, because what matters is whether emotions are flowing and shifting, and you'll know it when that happens. In the case of images, you can visually see when they are wrong or off. AI is starting to blur the distinction between reality and illusion, but that's okay. This world is an illusion anyway. I hope to share more of my AI healing methods in future videos, so stay tuned.